Tom back in another video. Today I'll be bringing you a video of 1 year of owning AV Figures. Now today is July 15th as I'm recording this. I don't know if I'm going to post this today or tomorrow, but it has been about 1 year of owning AV Figures. My first AV Figures video was my first AV Figures experience, which I posted on July 15th of last year. So this will be 1 year of today, seeing how these AV Figures have held up over the years. So let's go over them individually. Now they are basically all the same decals, just some different designs. And I'm not the best decaler in the world, I'll just get that out there as a disclaimer. Here we got the 501st Trooper. He was the first one that I made. As you can see, there's been a little wear here. I don't know if that's from taking off the helmet, putting my thumb under there and taking it off. I did use a sealant. I think Krylon matte finish is what I used to seal these guys, so the decals can't rub off or anything. Like I'm rubbing this guy real hard and nothing's coming off. So overall, I would say the 501st Figure's done pretty well. That was during the application. That was when it was drying. It accidentally got touched by something. Other than that, I'd say the knees, a little messy. Not the knees, the ankle there. Let's see, underneath here looks good still. And underneath here looks good still. Just the hip to torso part is getting kind of ripped off. As you can see, there's just a little piece hanging there, a blue piece. That's because it's not flush. They're different levels. See, this is lower and closer in than the torso, so I see why it didn't stick, but that's just another thing that didn't go well there. So the legs still bend pretty well. I'd say they're a little tough, but they always have been. Now the 212 Trooper, he overall looks pretty good. You might notice some yellowing, but that's because I sprayed too much of the matte finish on him. Under here is a little better than his, but still a little messy from taking off the helmet there. I'd say overall, he's probably the best one. See, yeah, under the hips looks pretty good, I'd say. Very good compared to the 501st Trooper. Definitely good, some good arm mobility there still. And he looks good on that side as well. So yeah, I'd say he's probably the best one that I did. You can see a little nick there. Don't know where that came from. The feet are messy, but they always were. Then the ankles are messy as well, but they always were as well. And then, let's see, foot mobility. Pretty rough, I'd say. Pretty rough. This leg moves a little more free than this one. This one's harder to tug at. So now we move on to the Shock Trooper. Now, he overall looks pretty good. I'd say his helmet is decent. This is from the application, the little screw up there. So that's not because of any wear or anything. His helmet looks good. This part looks really good. But then I'd say his lower body is probably pretty bad. There's a little nick there. See, yeah, this is getting ripped out in here. This isn't looking good there. The hip to torso connection is good though. Then we move over here. This side's doing well. See right there where my thumb is a little nick. His legs are a little messy in here. Definitely messy in here. Because this 212 Trooper, he's got these black lines coming down to the hips. Well, with this Shock Trooper, they're non-existent. They're not even there. And I don't know how they're gone. Like, I don't play with these guys or anything. I mean, I don't know. I really don't know. The leg mobility is a little rough, but it's decent. So next, we have the Camino Security Trooper here. He looks pretty good overall. I'd say he's probably one of the better ones too. His helmet still looks good. As you can see, all that is still there underneath the helmet. This was messed up on the application, so nothing wrong there. Helmet comes off well. These are actually fake helmets, by the way. They're not real Lego. And of course, so I bought these because on Bricklink, there wasn't even the option to sell real Phase 2 plain helmets with no printing. And so I bought these fake, but now, I think because of the 501st Battle Pack, there's a ton more that are showing up. So people are now selling them on Bricklink. So if you're ever making any AV Figures or anything, definitely buy those blank helmets off of Bricklink because they're definitely much better than these would be. They're not bad. They're not Lego quality. They're just a different plastic and they look a little different. And overall, I'd say they're decent, but let's move on to a torso and the legs here. Underneath the arm, still looks pretty good. Right here, this is application, so no issues there. Let's move this one. Pretty good there. And the same thing happened here with him, is that these lines are not here. which is really strange. See, the back of the legs are decent, not good, but not bad. And his leg mobility is definitely much harder to move his legs. So I would say his legs are definitely aged. But overall, that's basically going to conclude this video. Now, I'd say overall, they've fared pretty well, I'm going to be honest. For being decals and it being a full year, I'd say they've done really well. There's definitely some things like the shock trooper underneath his arms, the one spot was coming off pretty bad. But overall, I'd say they are definitely looking pretty good. I'm sure my application had something to do with this, and that just like their crappiness, I'd say, has something to do with my application and not really the decals. If I was a pro decaler, they'd probably look much better, and maybe there wouldn't be as bad of kind of nicks and things on them, but I don't know. Overall, I'd say they definitely have done pretty well and still look good in my collection. So thank you all for watching this video. Definitely like the video if you like my analysis here. Comment your thoughts down below on these figures, and subscribe to the channel if you're new, because one day I'll do more AV figures. I don't know when, but one day. So yeah, that's going to be it for this video. So thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in another video.